in the face of this order, the police had no other alternative but to deliver the applicant to this court. My Lord, there were various orders that we made yesterday, and finally the order that this court made in the evening last night, which were to be served, and indeed the Director of Public Prosecution demonstrated to the court that the respondents were made aware. That order also required that the applicant be brought before this court before 11 p.m. My Lord, what we are saying, where does a citizen go if a citizen who seeks the protection of the court cannot get it? Where are the values which are enunciated in the Constitution, Article 10? How can those values and principles be invoked, safeguarded, and implemented on behalf of the citizens? My Lord, without this court making a firm order in respect of the applications that we made yesterday against the respondents, we are going to build an environment where impunity becomes the order of the day. Now, my Lord, I was yesterday, and I think I'll look for that authority at some point and make it available to the court, where the President of South Africa was required to appear before the High Court in South Africa as a witness. And the position of the government was that the President could not appear because he enjoys immunity. And the reasoning of the court in South Africa was that South Africa is a constitutional democracy and nobody is above the law. And to enjoy immunity, you must also demonstrate that you are abiding by the law. You cannot break the law and want to enjoy the privileges that is vested in your office or in the person of any public officer. And I think the late President Mandela made the work easy by saying he will appear. So the fact that every time an order is made for a senior public officer to appear before the court and they don't appear, that is something that the court cannot take for granted. It must be demonstrated that however high one's office is, once the court makes an order, it is not upon you to send the representatives, which is what the respondents have been doing. My Lord, I would probably not try to get into the province of talking about the immigration law and the right of citizens, because probably there will be another forum. But, my Lord, I know, as somebody who suffered from this, in the old regime, where I was removed from a plane and brought back that I could not travel, or my passport taken, Section 12 of the Constitution, which refers to Article 12, yeah, that a passport or a national identity card is not a privilege. It is a right. And that read together with the fact that, citizenship by birth, I think that is Article 16.
No,
16. A citizen by birth does not lose citizenship. And I've looked at the papers which the learned Ms. Ondimu has produced before the court. It shows that Mr. Miguna was born in Kisumu. His place of birth was Kisumu. And therefore, all that the Cabinet Secretary has done does not find favor with the law, but probably will address the court at another occasion on that very point. But if indeed Mr. Miguna was a Canadian citizen, again, what you can see from the documents which have been supplied by the prosecution is that even the Canadian High Commission was complaining about non-compliance with the law, not only the law of this country, but with the international conventions to which Kenya is a party. And therefore, my Lord, I would submit that the Inspector General, together with the Director of Criminal Investigations, should appear before you to explain, because this matter is no longer to deal with whether Mr. Miguna is here or not. But the more important question, have they complied with the orders of this court? And for that matter, my Lord, we'll still insist that the Inspector General and the Director of Criminal Investigations appear before your Lordship. And then, my Lord, there are also provisions which the Cabinet Secretary really should be familiar with. Who is a prohibited immigrant? You cannot be a prohibited immigrant if you're a citizen. The Constitution and the law does not contemplate a Kenyan by birth being declared a prohibited citizen. And the procedures for revocation of citizenship are spelled out clearly in the Constitution and in the law relating to the immigration. And in any case, as your Lordship pointed out the other day, the fair trial as a right is non-derogable. So Mr. Miguna should have been given an opportunity on the basis of the allegations that were being made for him to put his case so the court could make a determination as to whether or not what the prosecution is saying is true or not, and whether those orders were indeed justifiable. But I just want to finish by saying, my Lord, these courts are the protector of citizens and their rights. Once we cannot find safety and protection from the courts, we are opening the state to anarchy, and accountability and respect of the law will lose its mandatory requirements. It is in the 16th century, I think, or 15th, when Louis XIV said, "L'État, c'est moi, I am the state." Nobody can't be the state. The people of Kenya are the state, and all powers are delegated to various institutions of the government. We can easily get there if the courts do not come in firmly and deal with errant public officers. So, my Lord, again, let the Inspector General appear before you. Let the Director of Criminal Investigations appear before you and give full account why they took the action that they took, delivering somebody who was a ward of the court. Mr. Miguna, throughout, was a ward of the court from Kajiado, and he should have been treated in the manner in which the court had directed. Thank you.